Next at 5, your weather station tracking an impressive tropical wave in the Caribbean.
A big break in a cold case, 4 years after the murder of a South Florida multi-millionaire mogul.
Shots fired, 2 South Florida schools in lockdown, and the suspects on the loose. We're live.
Former FEMA chief Michael Brown is in the hot seat, spreading the blame for what happened after Katrina.
Only on 4 tonight, Gloria Estefan talks exclusively about Friday's big benefit for hurricane victims.
Plus, the Donald and his new wife now expecting a new apprentice.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Maggie Rodriguez.
I'm Rob Hanrahan. CBS 4 News at 5 starts right now.
Now, live. This is CBS 4 News First at 5.
Now your weather station tracking a wave that's likely to be the season's next tropical depression. The wave is to our south in the Caribbean.
It feels like it's already here, though.
Sure
CBS 4's meteorologist Brian Norcross joins us live from Weather Control to tell us what's happening outside, plus what's happening with the wave, Brian.
Well, yeah, there's a real downpour going on in Doral, but it's nothing to do with the wave, and actually most of South Florida is pretty nice this afternoon. Let's go down to the Caribbean first and watch what's happened during the last day down there. And you see this pretty good flare-up here with this wave moving off to the west-northwest. You can also see a rotation up in here. You see this here? That is an upper level low, and that's actually putting some wind over the wave, which is making the conditions there somewhat unfavorable at this point. When we go close up here with the daytime satellite picture, you can see the swirl. Here's the swirl down in here, but we see all the thunderstorms being pushed off there, and actually a close examination from the satellite shows there really is not a surface circulation at all, so in some sense it looks like a little more than it is. But still, the thinking is that that upper low will eventually not have an effect, and we have this, there's the wave down to the south. Now here's what the thinking is going to happen. The upper low will move out of the picture, and as this disturbance moves on off to the west-northwest, then the upper atmosphere looks like it's going to be more favorable here, and high pressure will take over our weather and kind of keep it away from us, so we'll watch it here. It may very well be the next tropical storm or tropical depression. Now, as Maggie said, we've had quite a downpour here. Take a look at this video shot just a little bit ago out here in Doral as the rain really came down. And we've had, the rain was coming down at about a half an inch every 10 minutes there for a while here. But now take a look at the real-time Doppler 4, and you'll see that it's still about in the same place. So if you're traveling out in West Dade here, anywhere from the Kendall Drive, along the Palmetto, on up here to the 836, in that area of southwestern Miami-Dade County, it is really coming down, and it's just going to have to die out in place because nothing is moving very much. We'll look at more on that and more on our weather coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Brian. 4 years after a notorious gangland-style execution, police make 3 arrests in the murder of Miami Subs founder Gus Boulis. Tonight, it appears this unsolved crime may have been a mob hit. CBS 4's Ted Scouten is live in Fort Lauderdale with the developments. Ted.
Yeah, Maggie, investigators held a news conference today here at the Fort Lauderdale Police Department. But in all my years, I think this is probably the least information that we've actually gotten in a news conference. They told us that 3 people were arrested. We already knew that. They gave us the arrest warrants for the 3 of them, but really that is it. They gave us no information on the suspects and very little information about the case in general, saying they didn't want to jeopardize anything.
Gus Boulis gunned down on the street in 2001. It had all the markings of a mob hit. Now, Anthony Little Tony Ferrari, called a mobster wannabe, is arrested at his home in Miami Beach. James Pudgy Fiorello from Palm Coast, Florida, is nabbed at 8 in the morning, and alleged Gambino crime family associate Anthony Big Tony Moscatello is taken down in Queens, New York. Cops won't say specifically what role each of them may have played.
Investigation continues as far as the role that any one of these 3 suspects played in this homicide. We're not prepared right now to discuss that.
Boulis was gunned down in Fort Lauderdale right around the same time he sold his Sun Cruz Casino gambling empire. It was a messy, nasty deal with high-profile Washington lobbyist Jack Abramoff, a Republican bigwig linked to House Majority Leader Tom DeLay. Also in the deal, Adam Cadan. He and Gus Boulis fought so much they even traded threats. Abramoff and Cadan were indicted for the Sun Cruz Casino deal, accused of fraud and lying to lenders. For a long time, cops wanted to question the pair to see if they had any information about the murder. Abramoff's attorney told us that his client knew nothing.
Abramoff know about the Boulis murder case?
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Mr. Abramoff has no knowledge of the Boulis murder, never did.
Now, Abramoff and Cadan did have a federal court hearing today in Miami. They didn't show up. Their attorneys did, however. A trial date was set for that fraud trial. That will be January 9th. Now, coming up at 6 o'clock, sources tell us that there is a possible connection between Cadan and two of the murder suspects. We'll talk more about that coming up at 6. Right now, we're live in Fort Lauderdale. I'm Ted Scout, CBS 4 News.
Hollywood police are searching for a robber caught on camera ripping off 3 gas stations in 3 days. Take a look at surveillance video taken from a Shell station Saturday night. The suspect approaches the counter acting like he's going to pay for something, but then he pulls an unknown object, possibly a gun, and grabs the money from the register. The next day, he ripped off a Texaco, and yesterday he was caught on camera stealing from a Citgo. A man's body has been found floating in Biscayne Bay off the MacArthur Causeway. Police say the African-American man in his 30s was partially clothed, and there are no signs of visible trauma. Police are calling this an unclassified death.
Now, President Bush tours the Rita strike zone, getting a first-hand look at damage to the nation's energy resources and calling for fuel conservation. CBS 4's Terry Okita live now in Beaumont, Texas. Terry?
And Rob, fuel is a big thing down here in Beaumont. This gas station is one of the few gas stations that's open in town, and the line to get gas wraps all around the gas station and up onto the street. Texas's governor says the damages from Rita could add up to $8 billion, and it's just as bad in Louisiana.
For the 7th time in less than a month, President Bush toured hurricane-ravaged areas along the Gulf Coast.
I had the top people here with me, Coast Guard admirals in charge of the federal response. I had the head of FEMA with me. I had a 3-star Army general here, all of them here to help make sure these people can get their lives back together.
Top priorities are food, electricity, and gasoline. The president got a first-hand look at Hurricane Rita's damage to U.S. energy resources. Hard-hit Beaumont is home to several refineries.
Oil companies say damage to most Texas refineries is lighter than expected, but several still remain shut down after Rita. Analysts predict gas prices will remain around $3 a gallon for weeks to come.
And if things don't improve, the president says he's ready to release oil from emergency supplies.
I was trying to find a way to get in one of these lines here.
While this Beaumont gas station is open, much of the city remains off limits.
Been waiting in this line roughly about an hour.
Power lines are down all over, and city officials say it's still too dangerous to return.
It was frightful. The coming back, seeing no power, trees everywhere. It's horrible.
In Louisiana, people who returned to Cameron Parish are not going to find much left. Rita hit that area with brutal force, leveling 80% of the buildings. FEMA is there offering help, but for those who lost everything, it may be little consolation, at least for now.
There has been some criticism of FEMA that it's been slow to respond once again, but overall, emergency crews have really been much more organized in their efforts for rescue and recovery and distributing ice, water, and packaged meals than during Katrina. Live from Beaumont, I'm Terry Okita, CBS 4 News.
There's more fallout tonight in New Orleans after Katrina. The city's top cop, Superintendent Eddie Compass, is stepping down. Compass, who broke down in front of our cameras just days after the storm, didn't give a specific reason, only saying it is time.
Every man in leadership positions must know when it's time to hand over the reins to someone else.
His resignation follows news that more than 200 officers could face a special tribunal because they left their posts without permission during Hurricane Katrina.
The man who came under fire for the federal government's slow response after Katrina, Michael Brown, is in the hot seat today. The former head of FEMA on Capitol Hill spreading the blame. CBS 4's Joy Purdy is in satellite control with details. Joy?
Maggie, Brown admits 2 things. 1, he should have had regular media briefings so everyone knew what FEMA was doing. And 2, he says he should have foreseen the lack of leadership in Louisiana.
So that from that
the blame game exploded on Capitol Hill as former FEMA director Michael Brown tried to explain why the federal response failed when there was plenty of time to prepare before Hurricane Katrina hit the Gulf Coast August 29th, a Monday morning.
My biggest mistake was not recognizing by Saturday that Louisiana was dysfunctional.
Brown, who's still on FEMA's payroll, has been a target for criticism after the storm and flooding killed more than 1,000 people in the Gulf region.
I know what I'm doing.
Today, he hit back, saying New Orleans wasn't his fault.
I very strongly, personally regret that I was unable to persuade Governor Blanco and Mayor Nagin to sit down, get over their differences, and work together.
At times, today's hearing got ugly when committee members demanded specifics.
Mr. Brown, you discussed it with the New York Times.
Yes.
So I think at least what you shared with the New York Times, I think you could share with this committee.
After Katrina, Brown was removed from his post and quickly resigned. Today, Brown's frustrations surfaced.
And so I guess you want me to be this superhero that is going to step in there and suddenly take everybody out of New Orleans.
No, what I wanted you to do was do your job of coordinating. And I want to know what you did to coordinate. Those are your words, sir. I didn't invent
And coordinating is talking to the governor and the mayor and encouraging them to do their obligation to their citizens. I am not a dictator, and I'm not going and cannot go in there and force them to do that.
A short time ago, Louisiana Mayor Ray Nagin, or New Orleans Mayor, should say Ray Nagin, says he can't believe Brown's comments about him on Capitol Hill. Nagin says he will publicly defend himself at a later date. Joy Purdy, CBS 4 News.
And later on, Brown's boss, Homeland Security Secretary Michael Chertoff, is in South Florida today talking about the federal response after a disaster. We'll have that story for you all new on CBS 4 News at 6.
Big sports news tonight. Florida Marlins give A.J. Burnett the boot one day after the pitcher criticized the team and manager Jack McKeon.
CBS 4 Sports Director Jim Barry live at Dolphin Stadium with more. Jim.
Well, guys, you know, the Marlins are used to some season-ending drama, but quite honestly, this year they have had drama of the wrong kind. The team has faded in the wild card race. The skipper might just skip out after the season is over, and the starting pitcher has been sent packing. A.J. Burnett's Marlin days officially done. Team brass excuse him for the rest of the season. They did not take kindly to his public criticism of manager Jack McKeon and his staff. Burnett called them all, quote, too negative. Burnett this year was a roller coaster, hot for a while, but ice cold down the stretch. In fact, he hadn't won a game the past 5 weeks. His teammates regret that he popped off at the mouth, but believe that his baseball frustration simply reached a boiling point.
Something must have been bothering AJ, because you don't speak out of emotion and say stuff like that.
It's kind of spilt milk. You know, if it's easy to say stuff like that when you got a week to go in the season.
And so the players quite honestly understand what team brass did. As for skipper Jack McKeon, well, officially he is keeping mum about his future, but unofficially not many folks expect that he will be back to manage next season. This season, McKeon concedes, has not been a whole lot of fun. With the Marlins at Dolphin Stadium, I'm Jim Barry, CBS 4 Sports.
People in the South Florida neighborhood are afraid for their safety tonight after an elderly man is found dead in his house. The search for a suspect coming up.
Art galleries springing up in another South Florida neighborhood, but crooks are holding up the big comeback. Tonight, tenants and business owners demand action. We're live.
Later, Gloria Estefan headlining Friday night's big concert benefit for hurricane victims, and she's talking about it only on 4.
And guess what? Baby Trump is on the way. We'll have the details.
A frightening landfall.
Parts of Texas have been hammered.
This is one of the first images that catches your eye. The giant Jack-in-the-Box sign that came crashing down.
Carrie Cott, who is live in New Orleans.
These are some pictures of flooded areas where those patched up levees overflowed.
We are going to check in now with Mike Kearse in Lake Charles, Louisiana.
We can really begin to see what kind of damage Hurricane Rita inflicted.
What we survived here is just unbelievable.
We have a team of reporters covering the aftermath of Rita.
Keep watching CBS 4 News.
Ride it like a Ford, ride it like a Ford, ride it like a Ford. You wanna take a ride, wanna come aboard? You gotta ride it like a Ford.
You know you wanna ride it, and now you can. Lease an 06 Ford Focus for just $189 a month. Plus, Focus gets 26 miles per gallon in the city and 32 on the highway. How solid is that? Get to your South Florida Ford dealer for $189 a month on Focus and ride it like a Ford.
You gotta ride it, ride it.
Did you know that the pain medication that helps relieve your pain may also be doing you harm?
Hi, I'm Dr. Hernandez. Clinical studies have shown that the continuous use of some over-the-counter and prescription pain medications can increase your risk of stomach ulcers.
If you are over 60 or have a history of stomach ulcers and are taking aspirin or ibuprofen, you could be at greater risk for developing a stomach ulcer.
Remember, not all ulcers cause symptoms, and only your doctor can tell you if you're at risk for this problem.
Sponsored by AstraZeneca.
Can inspiration change your mood? Can luxury feel intimate and stylish? Yes. Can a 340 horsepower Hemi make it move like this, look like this, cost less than you'd expect, and still turn heads easily? The 2006 Chrysler 300.
Residents of select counties can lease a 300 base for $299 a month for just $19.99 due at signing after $750 in bonus cash.
If you see news in the making, dial star CBS 4 on your T-Mobile cellular phone.
Well, this is better than having all the millions in the world. Real estate tycoon Donald Trump is going to have another apprentice, a teeny tiny one.
That's right. The 59-year-old is going to be a dad once again. CBS 4's Jade Alexander live in satellite control with more on the baby news. Jade.
Rob and Maggie, Donald Trump and his wife Melania made it perfectly clear shortly after their wedding that they wanted to start a family right away. Well, it seems the Donald's latest project is right on schedule.
A spokesperson for Donald Trump has confirmed that the real estate mogul and his wife of 9 months are going to have a baby. This will be the first child for Melania, a model and commercial actress who lived with the Donald for 3 years before their elaborate nuptials in Palm Beach last January. This will make baby number 5 for the reality TV star. He has 3 children with wife number 1, Ivana, and 1 child with wife number 2, Marla Maples. The couple is said to be ecstatic about his or her arrival.
And do you know whether it's a boy or a girl?
No, we don't know.
Excellent. Oh, well, it's going to be so much fun.
We will know in spring.
While the Donald continues with his very public life, his Slovenian-born wife is hoping to have a very private pregnancy.
She is also planning to retreat to the couple's Mar-a-Lago estate in Palm Beach for some R&R after the newest Trump offspring is born. In satellite control, Jade Alexander, CBS 4 News.
Thank you, Jade. Still ahead, can cutting back on smoking really cut your risk of lung cancer? New study results when we open up Dr. Sean's medical file.
Plus, a squeal of tires and a horrific splash. Tonight, a family is in mourning after a 21-year-old nursing student's car plunges into a South Florida canal.
But first, The Amazing Race is back like you've never seen it before. We have your exclusive sneak peek of tonight's season premiere next.
Closed captioning sponsored by City Furniture. Now offering same-day delivery 7 days a week.
Ride it like a Ford, ride it like a Ford, ride it like a Ford. You wanna take a ride, wanna come aboard? You gotta ride it like a Ford.
You know you want to ride it, and right now you can. Because an 05 Ford Expedition offers family plan savings of over $10,300. With its available power-fold third-row seat, you can load it as easy as you ride it. So get to your South Florida Ford dealer for family plan savings of over $10,300 on Expedition and ride it like a Ford.
You gotta ride it, ride it.
Our best shows tonight on CBS 4. Brought to you by B's Fine Sponsors.
This is it, your last chance to pay the same low prices our employees pay on remaining 2005 models during the Lincoln Mercury Family Plan. Through October 3rd, get our model year-end discounts on Mountaineer with seating for up to 7, the Compact Mariner, Innovative Montego, Spacious Grand Marquis, Value Pack Sable, and Versatile Monterey. Now drive Grand Marquis for a low family plan price of just $17,231. But you've got to come in now because these discounts end October 3rd.
I definitely took a risk leaving the Real Yellow Pages. I allocated some of my budget to the other directories because I wanted to see if, in fact, they would work for us as well as the Real Yellow Pages. However, it just didn't work for us. I wasn't happy at all with the results I had with the other directories. I won't be lured by any of those other directories ever again. The Real Yellow Pages works.
Don't miss your chance to advertise. Call 1-800-GET-REAL.
A 2005 Consumer Guide Best Buy. It's all here in black and white. Cadillac CTS. Breakthrough. Now get a Cadillac CTS with this attractive offer at your Cadillac dealer.
6, lessons learned after Katrina. Homeland Security Chief in town and the former FEMA boss admitting what he did wrong. Plus, Gloria Estefan one-on-one, ready to rock for relief. A CBS 4 exclusive, new at 6.
Brian Orchrist with us now. That nasty storm, shower, whatever it was, moved out, huh?
Well, it just moved a little bit south, but it's dying out. It's
Okay.
you know, we're in a little funny transition here. We're going to get, though, a little bit of breeze coming in by the weekend, depending on what happens down to our south. The stronger that gets, the breezier we get, but it stays to the south.
Okay, good.
So that's good, at least for now. All right, here we go outside right now. Look at our temperatures here in West Dayton at the airport. Here at Weather Control, it's 73. At Miami International, it's 70 because of the deluge that we just got done having here in the western part of Miami-Dade County. 83 Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood, 85 Key West, sticking a scale 7.5. That's summertime average. Here in Doral at Weather Control, we had just over an inch, but almost 3 inches at Miami International. And here we are right now. You see there's a strong line of storms still just west of the metropolitan area. There's that cell that dumped all the rain. Let's go close up on that one down there in South Dayton. You see it extends from just about Tamiami Trail on down south of Sunset down to about Kendall Drive, but now no reds in it. So things are letting up and it's just kind of dying out, slowly drifting to the northeast. So it's over in the direction of the Palmetto Expressway. Generally light rain along the Palmetto now, a little bit heavier along the Shula going down there to the Turnpike. Up to the north in the western area, it's raining pretty good as well. This is a good downpour. You see down here in Silver Lakes, down around Pines Boulevard up to Griffin Road, and then along the I-75 corridor, raining pretty good there again. Not moving very much, so just watch yourself out there driving around this afternoon. All right, here's our weather pattern. There's that tropical wave down to the south. There's the upper low we were talking about, and the upper low is keeping the situation not conducive for the wave, but it is expected to get out of the picture, and then the wave will have a chance to develop, but it looks like it will stay well to our south and really not have significant influence on us. Here you see tomorrow's true view. Some sunshine, but stormy at times as the upper low is still in the vicinity, and that aggravates the strength of the storms, much like it did today. But then that should not be with us at all on Thursday. Now the question is, how strong is this going to be? The stronger the system is to the south, the stronger our breeze will be here. But in general, Thursday looks okay. Sun and clouds, some storms developing, but without the upper low in the picture, not as stormy. On to Friday here, fairly breezy on Friday. Again, if this gets pretty strong down there to the south, well, that was interesting, didn't mean to do that, but if it gets pretty strong down there to the south, then it's going to actually make us quite breezy. So here we are on the water vapor, and we can see this disturbance down here has a lot of moisture with it, and we can see a lot of dry air up near us, and there's that upper low spinning right there. The upper low is beginning to move on out, and this is going to move off this way, so we'll generally be in a pretty good weather pattern here as we move on toward the end of the week. In the tropics, there is another system well out there. There it is right here. Watch it moving across in the deep tropics. We're getting to the time of year that this is not going to be the area we're concerned about. It's not organized at this point, and the upper level conditions are not especially favorable, but as it gets over toward the Caribbean in the next few days, it'll be something to watch. Okay, here's our forecast then tonight. Storms around, then slowly fading out during the evening. Cooler temperatures inland down near 70, 75 on average across town. Sun at times, the storms developing again tomorrow, heavy in some spots, about 89 for a high. Boaters tomorrow, winds out of the east to southeast 5 to 10. And then the breeze just begins to pick up as we move on down toward the weekend. We just have some showers each day. That's it.
All right, Brian, tonight on CBS 4, 10 families will embark on the ultimate family vacation.
It's the long-awaited premiere of the hit CBS reality show Amazing Race, Family Edition. CBS 4's Jade Alexander is back with a preview. Jade.
CBS's Emmy Award-winning reality series has doubled in size. The Amazing Race Family Edition is putting 10 families to the test, the $1 million test.
This season's Amazing Race is truly a family affair. Two-man teams have been replaced by families of 4.
On the Amazing Race, it's always difficult for 2 people to make a decision about what they're going to do. You add in 3 people, that completely changes it. Make it 4. That becomes an impossibility.
Talk about entertainment. Kids have now been thrown into the amazing mix.
Kids bring a lot of energy to this race. It's a lot of speed. They're quick thinkers.
What do I fear the most about being on the show?
losing to an 8-year-old. That would suck so bad.
We're loud, we're obnoxious, we bounce off of each other. We're funny. We're a giant personality.
There are a variety of reasons why families feel they were chosen for the globetrotting trek.
Got a couple single, dating-aged son and daughter, good-looking kids. You know, an aggressive dad that's a control freak, and a mom that has kept it all together.
I think the reason that we were probably selected is my 3 lovely daughters. They're, you know, attractive and outgoing and energetic, and they just took me along just because I'm with them.
This family is made up of Tony and his 3 son-in-laws.
I mean, we definitely have the respect thing. You know, it's like he's the father-in-law. You know, he's the father of the woman that we love.
I think we're the all-American family, the mom, the dad, the 2 young children. They've all got golden hair, except for me.
I wanted to get out. I was tired of being home. I've been home a long time. We never go anywhere. We never do anything. We're always doing for everyone else but ourselves.
The Weaver family is doing something for themselves, racing together in hopes of keeping it together after losing their dad to a tragic accident last year.
So that put us all in a real tailspin. We were just having troubles dealing with it. That's one reason why we want to do the race. It's just to really work together as a team and accomplish a goal and find out that we're still a victorious family.
But which family will be the most victorious of all in this $1 million race? And can 4 people endure the month-long round-the-world challenge and still be on speaking terms when it's over?
And we may get in our arguments and have our squabbles, but usually, you know, we rise above it. I mean, we get out what we need to say
and move on.
Exactly, and we move on, and there's always that one sister.
And later on, 10 episodes later, you'll see it again.
You can catch the season premiere of The Amazing Race Family Edition tonight at 9 right here on CBS 4. It's a 2-hour event, followed immediately by CBS 4 News at 11. Jade Alexander, CBS 4 News.
Thanks for the plug, Jade. Here's Beatrice Canals with what's coming up at 5:30. Beatrice.
Maggie, coming up, a horrific discovery in Oakland Park when an elderly man is found murdered in his own home. We are live with the story. Also, a nursing student's night out with friends ends in a deadly plunge. Now loved ones and police are trying to figure out what went wrong. 4 teens in trouble accused of sexually assaulting girls on a school bus and taking pictures of the attack. And a haven for feathered patients running in the red and in danger of leaving some injured fowl in a fix. We'll have those stories and more next at 5:30. Join us.
Next ET, Ashton and Demi's wedding day photos. Your first look at the couple and their secret wedding preps. Plus Hollywood body doubles. And In the Cemetery with the real-life ghost whisperer. Next ET.
Tonight at 7 on 4.
What sets off an arsonist's desire to kill?
10,000 students, and one has a serious fascination with fire.
These profilers are about to find out.
Serial arsonists enjoy manipulating authority.
I think I know who it might be.
Criminal Minds, a new episode, then new style, new stories, new season.
We need to talk.
CSI New York season premiere, CBS Wednesday.
Ride it like a Ford, ride it like a Ford, ride it like a Ford. You wanna take a ride, wanna come aboard? You gotta ride it like a Ford.
You know you want to ride it, and now you can. Lease an 06 Ford Focus for just $189 a month. Plus, Focus gets 26 miles per gallon in the city and 32 on the highway. How solid is that? Get to your South Florida Ford dealer for $189 a month on Focus and ride it like a Ford.
You gotta ride it, ride it.
You're invited to the grand opening of Overlook Bay, an exciting new waterfront community on spectacular 34,000-acre Norris Lake. Overlook Bay features beautifully wooded lakefront and lake access parcels with free boat slips from just $34,900. During the grand opening sale, take advantage of huge pre-construction ceilings, plus pay no closing costs on the lakefront or lake access parcel of your dreams. For details on these new, never-before-seen lake properties, call 800-704-3154 or online at lakefrontparking.com.
Get the bottom line during Nissan's model year-end clearance. The bottom line on Nissan Xterra, Murano, Armada. Plus a $299 a month lease for 42 months on the 7-passenger Nissan Pathfinder. See your Nissan dealer now. Clearance time happens once a year, and that's the bottom line.
Medicare is changing in 2006. If you have questions about the changes, we can help you find the answers. Stop by the Humana Mobile Medicare Information Center and talk with a Humana Medicare advisor. Let's talk.
That does it for CBS 4 News at 5. We'll see you again at 6.
CBS 4 News at 5:30 with Joy Purdy and Beatrice Canal starts right now.
Now, live. This is CBS 4 News at 5:30.
First at 5:30, as you look at these live pictures outside in Doral, parts of South Florida are being drenched by a passing downpour. And your weather station is tracking a tropical wave in the Caribbean. For more on where it's headed tonight, let's head on over to CBS 4 storm specialist David Bernard, live in Weather Control with the latest for us. David.
Well, the tropical wave looks like it's a little bit stronger than it was yesterday at this time. We'll look at the satellite picture and go back 24 hours, and we'll notice there's quite a bit of thunderstorm activity associated with this wave. The last couple of images, though, we don't see any evidence of a surface circulation developing, but nevertheless, a lot of showers and thunderstorms in and around Jamaica associated with the wave. It moves to the west-northwest at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's a little closer look on our satellite picture, and you notice that these thunderstorms are getting pulled a little bit to the north of the wave, and if there's any, well, somewhat, weak center associated with the wave, a center of energy, it's kind of on the southern edge of this, but again, this whole mass is generally moving toward the northwestern Caribbean. One reason that it's being hampered a little bit today is an upper level low over South Florida. You see the spin in the clouds here? That's what's helping to enhance the thunderstorms over our area today. So that is causing a little bit of shear over the tropical wave. But then again, as it gets out into this area over the next 24 hours, we do think there's a reasonable chance that this could develop into the next tropical depression of the season. Here's real-time Doppler 4. We've had some big storms over parts of Miami-Dade over the last hour and a half. Just under 3 inches of rain at the airport in around an hour, and over an inch here at Weather Control in West Miami-Dade here at CBS 4. Right now, most of the thunderstorms are located just on the edge of the metropolitan area. We're going to monitor these. Still a lot of lightning with them and some heavier thunderstorms. These could drift back toward the east over the next half hour or so and cause some additional downpours across the city. More on that and the rest of the tropics in a few minutes.
Well, CBS 4 News now live in an Oakland Park neighborhood tonight, living in fear after an elderly man is found murdered in his own home. Tonight, friends of the victim say they are stunned that a man who did so much for so many could meet this tragic end. CBS 4's Jawan Strader live on the scene with more on this murder mystery. Jawan.
Joy, Beatrice, still a pretty active scene here right behind me. As you take a look, you see that the crime scene mobile laboratory unit is on the scene, expected to be here for some time throughout the night as they continue to comb over the scene looking for more and more clues. Now, this is what we know. We know that according to the investigators, apparently a friend of the victim called for a welfare check because she hadn't heard from him. When investigators arrived, they found a 72-year-old man dead inside his apartment. BSO investigators comb over the scene of a brutal murder of a 72-year-old man at 150 Northeast 38th Street in Oakland Park. Neighbors at the Parkcrest Apartments are shaken up by the crime.
It's sad because this is a very nice, neighborhood. I have a baby, and sometimes you never know what can happen.
Investigators aren't releasing the victim's name, but those who knew him, like those at the cubbyhole, describe him as a man who helped others.
Street people, I guess you could say, they would always help him out with, give him a little bit of money or even take him home sometimes and, and let him use their shower and spend the night or whatever, but he was always helping these kinds of people. I don't understand why something like this would happen to such a nice guy.
Investigators aren't saying much about the crime as they continue to search for clues.
Detectives do have reason to suspect foul play, however, they're not elaborating on it.
Now you're looking at a live picture here of the scene. Again, a very active crime scene here. Now, investigators are asking for your help. They're looking for a blue 2000 Ford Ranger pickup, and this has a Florida tag, U50CKN. Again, that's a Florida tag, U50CKN. If you have any information on this, you're asked to give Broward Crime Stoppers a call. That's the number on your screen, 954-493-TIPS. Reporting live from Oakland Park, Jawan Strader, CBS 4 News.
A young nursing student is dead after a night out with her girlfriends ends tragically. The victim's vehicle somehow ended up in a canal along Southwest 137th Avenue and 104th Street. The waterway had no safety barriers. CBS 4's Lee Davalos live in Kendall at the victim's home. Lee.
Well, 21-year-old Shayra Castro and her sister lived in a small apartment with her parents at this public storage facility where they also worked. The sisters had hoped with hard work and education they would be able to make a better life for themselves. But sadly, all that has changed.
21-year-old Shayra Castro had everything to live for. A nursing student at Miami-Dade Community College. She and her younger sister Shamil had big plans for the future.
I was going to graduate from nursing as well, and I was going to go to become a doctor, and we were going to open like a clinic together. And I mean, like, she was my best friend. Like, we were supposed to do everything together. She always looked up to me, and she was the greatest person. Like, she had a beautiful soul.
Those dreams would never be realized after her car somehow ended up in this canal along Southwest 137th Avenue and Southwest 104th Street at 5 o'clock this morning. Shamil says her sister went out dancing with some girlfriends and only had one drink.
I know is that on the way back, they stopped to eat something, and her friend followed her all the way to 112th Street. And then they took their separate ways.
Police say no one witnessed the accident, but minutes later, another driver saw the white Nissan Sentra, its lights still on, floating in the canal.
She was located in the rear seat, in the rear of the car, which is very, according to traffic homicide detectives, is very common that due to the impact in the water, that they get pushed back into the back seat. So she was located in the back seat of the vehicle, but that's all we have at this point.
Sadly, Shayra could not be saved. She was pronounced dead at Baptist Hospital, and the family now is left to grieve a beautiful life lost.
I have two guardian angels now. She's up there with my grandfather, and
well, investigators are still looking into the cause of that accident and are awaiting toxicology results. In the meantime, if you would like to help this family with any types of funeral costs, please call Neighbors for Neighbors. That number is 305-597-4404. We're live in Southwest Miami-Dade. Lee Davalos, CBS 4 News.
One person is hurt when a school bus and a pickup truck collide, causing a chain reaction crash. Chopper 4 over that scene in the southbound lanes of University Drive near Sunset Strip in Sunrise. The police say that the bus was carrying students from St. Thomas High School, rear-ended the pickup truck, which then crashed into 3 other vehicles. The minor injury reported was in one of the other vehicles, not on that school bus. BSO robbery detectives are looking tonight for a bank robber with a whole lot of patience, they say. The suspect, wearing a yellow bandana on his head seen there, was caught on tape standing in line before the holdup at the Wachovia along West Hollandale Beach Boulevard. He managed to get away with an undetermined amount of cash. If you recognize the suspect, you are urged to call Broward Crime Stoppers at 954-493-TIPS.
A South Florida duck shelter may be shutting down. The nonprofit Duck Haven is struggling to make ends meet after the death of one of its 2 founders. CBS 4's Nefertiti Jaquez has more from Margate.
Well, this may look like your average home, and it is, but it's also a haven for ducks.
That's Dappy. That's Dappy. Okay, these guys were just orphaned. The mothers got killed, and they've got a lake to go to. In fact, they're leaving this afternoon.
Meet quack healer Eunice Syvertson.
I feel I'm their voice because they're so maligned. They are injured all the time by people.
See, when people see a duck on the road, they usually just pray it won't slow down traffic. Eunice, on the other hand, prays the duck is not hurt, so she brings them home, or rather to her backyard turned rescue and rehabilitation shelter. The nonprofit organization facility called Duck Haven started 30 years ago when Eunice witnessed a duck being beaten.
It came about in 1975. I lived on a lake in Sunrise, and I saw a man hitting a duck.
Stunned at what she saw, she decided to make a difference in the lives of these feathery guys.
I talked to my husband. My husband says, well, we got a big place here. We'll build a fence.
And the rest is history. But now Duck Haven may have to close their doors due to money problems.
We've got a financial crisis right now due to the death of my husband 11 days ago. And you know, it's going to be hard for a while, so we need a little help until we can get out on our feet.
So with tears in her eyes, Charlie in her heart, and duck food in her hand, Eunice pleads for the community's help, one duckling at a time.
Duck Haven needs volunteers to help from rescuing to adopting ducks. So if you'd like to lend a hand, just log on to our website at cbs4news.com and we'll link you to the appropriate site. We're in Margate. Nefertiti Jacquez, CBS 4 News.
Well, 4 teenagers are facing sex assault charges tonight for one horrifying school bus attack. And investigators say the suspects provided their own photographic evidence.
A little boy abandoned in a South Florida drugstore is now abandoned again when nobody shows up to claim him at a custody hearing.
I'm CBS 4 health specialist Dr. Sean Kniff. If you can't quit smoking, a new study says cutting back could cut the risk of cancer. I'll have all that coming up in my medical file.
And I'm Rob Hanrahan, live in the CBS 4 newsroom. Here's what's all new for you tonight at 6 o'clock. Art galleries line the streets of a South Florida neighborhood that's trying to make a comeback, but revitalization is being held back by criminals. And now people are demanding action. And then she toured the region ravaged by Hurricane Katrina. Now South Florida superstar Gloria Estefan is ready to rock for relief. Lisa Petrillo is going one-on-one with her. Those stories and more ahead on CBS 4 News at 6. CBS 4 News at 5:30. We'll be right back.
Fairbanks Dodge guarantees you $10,000 minimum for any trade-in.
And exclusive of that,
Fairbanks Dodge is pounding down used car prices.
Pre-owned Fords, Dodges, Chryslers, Nissans, Hondas, Chevys. Fairbanks Dodge.
Pounding down used car prices.
And available on virtually every used car is a 100,000-mile warranty.
Fairbanks Dodge. Pounding down used car prices.
Now open till midnight every night till the deadline.
Fairbanks Dodge in Coconut Creek.
The first annual Our Kids World Family Fun Fest is coming to the War Memorial Auditorium in Fort Lauderdale October 8th and 9th. Meet SpongeBob SquarePants direct from Bikini Bottom and Nickelodeon, Clifford the Big Red Dog, and your favorite mascots. See the Hershey's Kissmobile, be a pirate and meet Captain Jack, hear storytellers, or see live exotic animals up close. Our Kids World Family Fun Fest at the War Memorial Auditorium October 8th and 9th. Visit adayforkids.com for more information.
Don't you get it? She has nasal allergies.
He's right.
How? Only Flonase is approved to treat nasal symptoms from outdoor and indoor allergies, plus year-round environmental offenders. Allegra's approved to treat nasal and non-nasal symptoms from just 1. Zyrtec and Claritin are approved to treat nasal and non-nasal symptoms from just 2. Only Flonase is approved to treat nasal symptoms from all 3. For best results, use daily. Side effects are generally mild and may include headache, nosebleed, or sore throat. Flonase. Ask your doctor.
Our best shows in HD TV tonight on CBS 4. Brought to you by BrandSmart USA.
Hi, I'm Jason Taylor, and there's nothing better than a glass of cool, refreshing MacArthur Dairy milk. Sure, it's wholesome. And take a tip from me, it just does not come any fresher. Unless... MacArthur Dairy. If you want milk any fresher, you have to get it yourself.
If you see news in the making, dial star CBS 4 on your T-Mobile cellular phone.
Another heartbreaking chapter in the story of a young boy abandoned at a Walgreens by his own mother. That mother is now behind bars, charged with neglect.
The 5-year-old is still in state custody tonight after a judge can't find anybody to care for him. CBS 4's Tina Verona has the latest.
Now, because no one claimed Corey today in court, his case has been continued to October 6th. Meanwhile, in court today, we learned of at least 2 other children Hill has with 2 other men. This is 25-year-old Nicole Hill turning herself in Friday night after leaving her son Corey in a Walgreens bathroom the night before. She told police she just could not care for him. Today in juvenile court, a custody hearing for Corey. But more sad news. No one showed up to claim him. And while his mother sits in jail, Corey will stay in a shelter. Now we are learning there are other children the state is concerned about. Hill had a baby with this man, Charles Flowers. 2-month-old Octavia was also placed in DCF custody over the weekend. Today in court, Flowers showed up, but Judge Ellen Sue Venzer stripped him of his visitation rights because he tested positive for cocaine and marijuana.
you will not be getting any visitation with your child until and unless you are absolutely 100% clean off of drugs.
Judge Venzer gave Flowers a simple yet harsh choice, his baby or his drugs. In the meantime, Octavia will be handed over to Flowers' mother. And there is a third child, 8-year-old Aaron Souffrant. DCF tried unsuccessfully to locate that child over the weekend. Since Hill remains in jail, Judge Venzer was worried that child might be missing. But after a few phone calls, the judge found Aaron with his father in Pembroke Pines.
I just want to confirm that he's with you.
Yes.
He lives with you?
Yes. With me and my mom. I live with my mom, yes.
Great.
Judge Venzer has ordered the DCF worker assigned to this case to go to Pembroke Pines tonight and track down Samuel Souffrant, the father of Aaron, just to make sure Aaron is in good hands. In Northwest Miami-Dade, Tina Verona, CBS 4 News.
David Bernard with us now. Okay, all these hurricanes coming through here. Every time it storms, we're just like, and there was something that blew through here,
The storms today had nothing to do with the tropics. We have an upper level low, daytime heating, and it was enough of a downpour at the airport for a record for the day. Let's see where we stand so far. 2.99 inches at the Miami airport, a rainfall record on this date. 1.07 here at CBS 4 Weather Control. No rain yet at Fort Lauderdale, though, or Key West, but there's still some storms out there. Let's check them out on real-time Doppler 4. And indeed, we see another line of storms just out to the west along the Tamiami Trail and along Highway 27. These are heading slowly off toward the east. Everything's kind of moving north, but the whole line is drifting toward the east. So certainly some heavy thunderstorms could scoot back into the area before sunset. Now, there's still quite a bit of lightning associated with some of these storms as well. And once we lose the daytime heating, I think most of these storms are going to die out, so we'll give them about another hour or two at the most. And then you can see up west of into western Broward, still some showers trying to sneak in, but right now they're still to the west of Davie and Pembroke Pines and also Miramar, not showing any showers and thunderstorms right now. Here's the big picture today, radar and satellite. Notice how the clouds are kind of going around like that. That's a upper level low, and again, you combine that with the daytime heating, and we got big storms firing, especially over the land this afternoon. But again, I think with the loss of that daytime heating, we should begin to see conditions improve. Now, it's been dry and hot over most of the Gulf South today. Thunderstorms across the peninsula. Looking at temperatures right now around the area, we're seeing 88 at Birmingham, 83 in Atlanta, not bad there, but hot. New Orleans at 90 degrees right now. Little Rock a little better behind the front for sure at 79, and been nice and cool with high pressure across the northeast today. Philadelphia 76, not bad in New York at 77. Pittsburgh and Detroit also at 70 degrees. Out west, well, we've had the typical heat down across the desert southwest. No surprise there. Phoenix 98, but a system in the northwest keeping things a little cooler around Seattle and Salt Lake City. Temperatures there are in the 60s. What about in the tropics? One other area to mention, of course, we have our tropical wave back over the central Caribbean, but there's a little weak wave between Africa and the islands. This might try to develop in a couple of days, but not immediately. And there, of course, is the tropical wave we're watching south and east of Jamaica. Again, that's moving to the west-northwest. Tomorrow, the hurricane hunters are going to go into the Caribbean to see if we have a tropical depression developing. Here's your forecast for the rest of tonight. Storms are going to be around, especially the next couple of hours, then slowly fading out. A little cooler inland. Look for an overnight low around 75 degrees. 89 tomorrow. Sun at times. Storms are going to be developing. Still a little bit of the influence of that upper level low, so they could be heavy, it looks like, in spots. Moderate today on mold and pollen. The worst offenders, grass and weeds. And here's your forecast as we go through the weekend. More breeze, especially if that low develops over the Caribbean, maybe down around the Yucatan. Breezy, some showers Saturday, and still some showers around, it looks like, on Sunday.
All right, thank you, David. Well, 4 Central Florida boys are facing sex assault charges tonight, accused of molesting 2 girls on their school bus. It happened in Lake County, near Orlando. Those suspects between the ages of 14 and 16 are facing lewd and lascivious molestation and battery charges. Police say 3 of the boys fondled the girls, while the 4th videotaped the whole thing on a cell phone.
Talk about a baby in a rush to get into the world. A Massachusetts couple caused quite a traffic backup in Boston when their newborn just couldn't wait for the hospital. They pulled over and a trooper helped deliver the child.
I told her at 4:30, any pain, let's go. She didn't want to listen. I'm just happy the baby's safe, man.
My heart was pumping pretty hard. It was an experience, that you really can't describe. You help them bring in, a human into the world.
The baby girl and mother are reportedly in good condition after being taken to the hospital.
Thankfully. Well, they were supposed to be part of one of South Florida neighborhood's big comeback. Instead, new art galleries are among the latest targets in a fresh crime wave. Residents and crooks struggling to control the streets. It's ahead in a story you will see only on 4.
Can't cut out smoking? What about cutting back? Can it reduce your risk of lung cancer? That answer when we open tonight's medical file.
And reptiles released by the dozens after some much-needed TLC. CBS 4 News at 5:30. We'll be right back.
We expected what the buy owner commercials portrayed.
And that's exactly what we got.
In 4 days, we had 3 contracts.
It all went by so fast, there's not much more to say.
Except we saved over $9,000. Thanks, buy owner.
Thanks, buy owner.
New at 6, lessons learned after Katrina. The Homeland Security chief in town and the former FEMA boss admitting what he did wrong. Plus Gloria Estefan one-on-one, ready to rock for relief. A CBS 4 exclusive, new at 6.
You know you want to ride it, and know you can. Lease an 06 Ford Focus for just $189 a month. Plus, Focus gets 26 miles per gallon in the city and 32 on the highway. How solid is that? Get to your South Florida Ford dealer for $189 a month on Focus and ride it like a Ford.
You gotta ride it, ride it.
You know, Ed, other than the opening of our first stores 14 years ago, this is the most exciting time in Rooms to Go history.
With more reasons than ever to shop.
Like our great new selection of beautiful fall styles.
Don't forget, Cindy Crawford has joined our Rooms to Go family.
Bringing her exceptional taste and fashion sense to the exciting new Cindy Crawford Home Furniture Collection.
Buy now, make your first payment July 2007. And there are no monthly payments like those other guys.
Now, if that's not reason enough to shop, I don't know what is.
Next day delivery, unbeatable Rooms to Go prices.
That too.
CBS 4 Marlins 4 for 54. 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 Cokes, and a 2003 World Series DVD. Every Saturday home game starting at just $54. Call 877 Marlins. Get hooked.
Whether you're planning your weekend
Saturday's your day to head to the beach.
or preparing for a hurricane,
the storm is becoming more organized.
Brian Norcross and the CBS 4 weather team have you completely covered.
Expect those winds to pick up quite a bit.
The biggest, most experienced team. The most sophisticated technology.
Real-time radar is pinpointing these thunderstorms.
Only on CBS 4 News, your weather station.
My son means everything to me. When he was 2, he became very sick. We consulted specialists all over the world with no results. Then we went to Miami Children's Hospital, the hospital parents and doctors turned to for the finest care and expertise. They diagnosed his condition and performed life-saving surgery, changing our lives forever.
Miami Children's, we're here.
No one knows children like Miami Children's.
After 14 months and 3 real estate agents telling me to lower my price, I got fed up and called Buy Owner. I raised my price by $20,000. I saved $47,000. Thanks, Buy Owner.
Thanks, buy owner.
Opening tonight's medical file, a new study suggests smokers who cut back also cut their risks of lung cancer.
CBS 4 health specialist Dr. Sean Knipp is here with the details. Doctor.
Joy Beatrice, if you're a smoker, cutting back on cigarettes is often easier than quitting cold turkey. But little is known about the health benefits of doing so. Now, a new study says for people who smoke, smoking less than 10 cigarettes a day may help keep lung cancer away.
Smokers have long heard the warning. Cigarettes are likely to cause all kinds of health problems. One of the deadliest is lung cancer. The best way to avoid it is to quit, but quitting is hard.
Yeah, I've quit like 3 times this year.
I'm 62 and I'm fine so far.
And when I tried cold turkey, I just gained a lot of weight and was nasty to everybody.
Well, now there may be a small ray of hope for people who refuse to kick the habit. A new study in the Journal of the American Medical Association finds smokers can reduce their risk of lung cancer simply by reducing the number of times they light up. Researchers found people who cut their number of cigarettes in half also cut their risk of lung cancer by 25%. For smokers, this would appear to be good news.
It makes sense.
Sooner or later, I gotta cut down, you know.
I would definitely cut down if I was told I didn't have to quit forever. Yeah, I would do that.
But don't get too excited. Doctors say even when you cut down, the risk of lung cancer is still dramatically higher when compared to a non-smoker. And fewer cigarettes offers no protection against heart disease.
Reducing smoking is nice. It reduces your rate somewhat. But you have to quit smoking to really eliminate your risk of lung cancer and heart disease to that of the general population.
Well, how much better is quitting? Well, a study released just last week found that people who smoked just 1 to 4 cigarettes a day still had triple the risk of lung cancer and heart attack when compared to non-smokers. So cutting back is good, but quitting for good is much, much better. Dr. Sean Kniff, CBS 4 News.
Thank you, Doc. Here's a reminder for you. CBS 4 and Ocean Drive Magazine are joining the Hurricane Katrina relief effort, hosting Miami Rocks for Relief, a star-studded benefit on South Beach. And who will be there? Gloria Estefan, Queen Latifah, New Orleans' own Emeril Lagasse, just to name a few. It promises to be a night of live music and New Orleans cuisine, all under the beautiful stars. It happens Friday, September 30th at the Lowe's Miami Beach Hotel. For general admission tickets, all you have to do is log on to Ticketmaster.com. And if you want VIP information, you can call 305-639-4552. And ahead at 6, a CBS 4 exclusive. Lisa Petrillo goes one-on-one with Gloria Estefan, who talks about that relief show and a new project she's working on. The exclusive, all new at 6. Well, Anna Nicole Smith is taking her case to the Supreme Court. Justices will now hear the case of the former Playboy model as she fights for part of her late husband's estate. At stake, nearly $500 million left when J. Howard Marshall passed away. He married Anna Nicole when he was 89 and she was 26 back in 1994. The Supreme Court will not decide on the case, just some of the issues involved in it. That should be interesting. Oh, yeah. The news at 6 is next. Maggie Rodriguez is here now with a preview of what you'll see coming up. Maggie.
Beatrice and Joy, coming up in just a few minutes, your weather station is watching a strong tropical wave in the Caribbean. Brian Norcross is in weather control with the latest. A South Florida multi-millionaire businessman gunned down in his car. More than 4 years later, police make arrests in the murder of Gus Boulis. Art gallery springing up in a South Florida neighborhood trying to clean up its act, but the criminals aren't giving up without a fight. We're live with this story you'll see only on 4. Then the fallout after Katrina. The Homeland Security Chief answering questions in South Florida as the former FEMA director plays the blame game on Capitol Hill. Plus dozens of reptiles making a splash during a happy homecoming. Those stories and more next at 6.
Shattering news, Fort Lauderdale. At long last, it's coming back. The legendary story, the heart-grabbing music, the international phenomenon, the Phantom of the Opera, the award-winning musical event that has captured the imagination of theater-goers around the world. Now it's your turn to surrender to the music of the night. September 28th through October 29th at the Broward Center for the Performing Arts. Tickets at all Ticketmaster outlets or visit the Broward Center AutoNation box office.
I am a bridge, a resource, a link,
a sounding board. I'm a connection, a motivator. I am a messenger.
A job where you're the messenger doesn't sound all that important, does it?
But I have one of the toughest,
best, most rewarding jobs
in Florida. I work for United Healthcare.
United Healthcare.
United Healthcare.
And the message I carry
is hope, kindness,
compassion,
dignity.
To one person
at a time.
I work for United Healthcare.
Announcing $24.95 Bell South Fast Access DSL. It's a price so low, I'm staying right here to see if that price is going to last.
Now get more internet speed for one low price with no gimmicks, no limited time pricing, and no dial-up pain guaranteed.
Still $24.95. Come on, people, this price couldn't last much longer. Hey, Pat, the price doesn't change.
Right. Right back. Call today and get Bell South Fast Access DSL for just $24.95 a month every month.
This is it, your last chance to pay the same low prices our employees pay on 2005 Lincoln vehicles. Ranked #1 in customer satisfaction with dealer service by J.D. Power & Associates. Save on the midsize Aviator, the exclusive Navigator, the Sporty LS, and award-winning Town Car. Now drive Town Car for a low family plan price of just $31,709. But you've got to come in now because these discounts end October 3rd.
You saw the headlines. 7 hours of terror. A single mom held captive by the accused Atlanta spree killer. Ashley Smith, the first in-depth interview. Next, Oprah.
Tomorrow at 4 on CBS 4.
That'll do it for CBS 4 News at 5:30. Thank you for watching. CBS 4 News at 6 with Rob Hanrahan and Maggie Rodriguez starts right now.
Now, live. This is CBS 4 News at 6.
First at 6 tonight, your weather station tracking a strong tropical wave to our south. And tonight, the question on everyone's mind, will it affect our weather?
CBS 4 meteorologist Brian Norcross tracking the wave live in Weather Control. Brian.
Rob and Maggie, the answer to that question is no, not in a significant way, we don't think. Let's take a look at what's going on down there right now. You see a couple things here. One is you can see the area of disturbed weather we're talking about. Also, you can see this rotation up in here. Look at this. That's an upper level low, and that is actually putting wind across the tropical wave and making an environment there that's not very favorable for development. And when we look close up here, you see make out a little swirl right in there. It turns out that swirl is not at the surface, so this thing actually looks better developed than it really is. But there you can clearly see the thunderstorms being blown off to the northeast by the wind from that upper level low. Well, so here's the weather pattern. There's the upper level low over us, aggravating our thunderstorms in some spots this afternoon, by the way. And then there's the tropical wave down to the south. Now, here's what we expect to happen over the next few days. The wave will move off to the west-northwest, and the low will move out of the picture. So this may very well become our next tropical depression or tropical storm, because the weather pattern will get more favorable here over the next couple days. But high pressure will take over in our neck of the woods here, and that should keep the system away from us and over to our southwest. But depending on how strong this gets, if this gets to be a pretty good low pressure system and this is a high over here, we could actually get quite breezy over the weekend. So we may have some effect, but not a direct effect in terms of getting the moisture up here in any significant kind of way, we don't think, at least in the short term. And the thunderstorms that have been happening around town are finally moving out. We'll look at that in more detail and have the forecast in a few minutes.
A big-time South Florida businessman building a multi-million-dollar empire of gambling cruise ships and fast food restaurants. But it all ended on a dark street in a hail of gunfire. Tonight, 3 men under arrest in a mob-style ambush that led to the murder of a mogul.
The break in the high-profile South Florida murder mystery comes more than 4 years after Gus Boulis was shot to death in his car. CBS 4's Ted Scouten live now in Fort Lauderdale with more on what just might be a mob hit. Ted?
Yeah, Rob, not much news at a news conference today here at Fort Lauderdale Police Headquarters. Cops refusing to give up any information about the suspects, except to tell us what we already know, that 3 men were arrested, all of them charged with murder. Shots ring out on the streets of Fort Lauderdale in February of 2001. When the gunfire stopped, Greek business tycoon Gus Boulis was dead in what looked like a mob hit. Now 3 men are accused of murder. Anthony Little Tony Ferrari from Miami Beach is one of them. He's described as a mobster wannabe. No one talking at his place, but his attorney says Little Tony is not guilty.
They've been pointing the finger at Mr. Anthony Ferrari now for 4.5 years. Since day one, he has proclaimed his innocence. He will fight these allegations tooth and nail to the bitter end.
Also under arrest, Anthony Big Tony Moscatello. He's alleged to have ties to the Gambino crime family. The third is James Pudgy Fiorello. Being unusually quiet, cops will not say anything about any of the suspects.
Investigation continues as far as the role that any one of these 3 suspects played in this homicide. We're not prepared right now to discuss that.
Boulis was gunned down in Fort Lauderdale right around the same time he sold his Sun Cruz Casino gambling empire. It was a messy, nasty deal with high-profile Washington lobbyist Jack Abramoff, a Republican bigwig linked to House Majority Leader Tom DeLay. Also in the deal, Adam Cadan. He and Gus Boulis fought so much they even traded threats. Abramoff and Cadan were indicted for the Sun Cruz Casino deal, accused of fraud and lying to lenders. For a long time, cops wanted to question the pair to see if they had any information about the murder. Abramoff's attorney told us that his client knew nothing.
Know about the Boulis murder case?
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Mr. Abramoff has no knowledge of the Boulos murder, never did.
There is a connection, however, between two of the accused killers and Cadan. Sources tell us they were both on his payroll at Sun Cruise. Cadan says they were caterers and provided security on the gambling cruises to nowhere. But cops will not say if Abramoff and Cadan had any role in the killing.
We're not going to comment on future witnesses, suspects, or ancillary investigations.
Now, coincidentally, Abramoff and Cadan had a federal court hearing today. They did not show up. Their attorneys did. However, what happened there is a trial date was set for that fraud case. That's now set for January 9th. We're live in Fort Lauderdale. I'm Ted Scouten, CBS 4 News.
2 North Miami Beach schools are put into lockdown today after shots are fired near campus. It happened near North Miami Beach Senior High and John F. Kennedy Middle School on Northeast 167th Street this afternoon. 2 people were arrested on campus for an unrelated incident. Police secured the schools as worried parents rushed to pick up their children. The suspects involved in the shooting are still at large tonight.
Art gallery owners are outraged over a rash of crime in their Little Havana neighborhood. It's an area that local officials have been trying to clean up. CBS 4's Maribel Rodriguez live with a story you'll see only on 4. Maribel.
Well, Rob, business owners say officials may be trying to clean up the area, but they say more needs to be done. One gallery behind me in particular was broken into not once but twice in less than a month. Enaida Unzueta points to where very expensive and one-of-a-kind paintings were once on display. They were stripped from her less than a month ago when burglars broke into her gallery in the middle of the night.
It really affected me, she says. But what really hurt me the most is that they also robbed the happiness I brought to work.
These are just some of the paintings that were taken, each worth thousands of dollars. The artist's sister feels they knew exactly what they were after. She says the bold bandits broke through the storefront window which faces 8th Street, and that has her extremely worried.
I installed a doorbell, and I keep the door locked, she said, because I'm alone for many hours, and I'm scared.
She, however, is not the only victim. The beauty shop next door was also broken into, a family-run business working very hard to make a living.
It's very frustrating because, I mean, sometimes, like the time that they have came in, we have to replace the front window, the door, and that costs a lot of money, and nobody gives us that money.
And business owners say they would like to see more police presence in the area. We spoke with officials who say they're on top of this and hope to make an arrest real soon. Now, if you have any information on these burglaries or on the pictures, you're urged to call police. We're live in Little Havana. Maribel Rodriguez, CBS 4 News.
In the hot seat and playing the blame game, the former director of FEMA is grilled on Capitol Hill for the failures after Hurricane Katrina. It comes as his boss, the Secretary of Homeland Security, makes a South Florida stop, where our own Michelle Gillen questioned him today. She's live in the newsroom with more for us. Michelle.
Well, from Miami to Capitol Hill, the issue remains what went wrong and what has been done about it.
For the first time, Secretary of Homeland Security Michael Chertoff at the command center of the National Hurricane Center, this while his former FEMA chief, Michael Brown, was grilled on Capitol Hill. Chertoff telling an audience of the international police chiefs earlier in the day that he essentially sent up a warning flag this July that the country was not in the best position to recover from a catastrophe.
As I said at the time in July, we were not where we needed to be in this area of preparation. I outlined a plan for improvement. Unfortunately, Katrina arrived just 1 month later.
I later asked him about those concerns.
May I ask specifically, what were the gaps or flaws, as you might put it, that you identified? With whom did you share that information? Was the president ever informed at that time? And what impediments did you feel there were that you could not more expeditiously fix those flaws?
I'll be very clear about that. We conducted a review of the department when we came. We looked at all kinds of things. And it was concluded in mid-July. I reported to the president, and the president supported our effort to go to Congress, give notification about changes we wanted to make in terms of building a preparedness capability, to do the kind of planning that I think we need to do to deal with potentially catastrophic effects.
Secretary said time just ran out.
We were simply racing the clock, and the reality is that building the kind of preparedness that we need is an ongoing process. We're better than we were on September 11th, but as I said in July, we're not yet where we need to be.
Chertoff would not comment on Brown's testimony today. As he put it, Brown's recollection of events.
My biggest mistake was not recognizing by Saturday that Louisiana was dysfunctional.
At times, today's hearing got heated. Members of Congress trying to elicit specifics.
So I think you, at least what you shared with the New York Times, I think you could share with this committee.
Back in Miami, Chertoff underscored that improvements are underway. The lingering question, might time run out again?
I know the season's not over yet.
And that's the sad part here. This is still only September, and we've got a little over 2 months to go, and it would be very unreasonable to think that we'll not have additional storms and hurricanes, and maybe even another major hurricane or two.
That thought takes your breath away. Now, in the meantime, the Secretary says he is consolidating all the emergency services underneath him. He has already appointed a chief medical advisor, and he indeed expects multiple investigations and hearings into still trying to figure out what went wrong. Reporting live from the newsroom, Michelle Gillen, back to you.
Thank you, Michelle. Still ahead tonight, a run for office ends in disgrace.
Tonight, this candidate is under arrest after being charged with a crime. The story next.
I'm Lisa Petrillo with the one and only Gloria Estefan, in case you've forgotten. You haven't forgotten. And guess what? She's going to be here on Friday night for a big concert for Hurricanes. That's right. Miami rocks for relief. We'll see you there. We're expecting you. Queen Latifah, Emerald Lagasse, Adrian Grenier. Everybody, come on down. She's coming up next.
And a return to the sea. Dozens of reptiles are released after being rescued in the Keys.
And I'm Jim Berry live at Dolphin Stadium, where the Marlins will play out the string without a very unhappy camper. A.J. Burnett sent packing, and his teammates react to the news. I'll have it all a bit later in sports.
Right now, a child is being kidnapped. A man is planning to murder his wife, and a mother is burning down her house with her kids inside.
Guy forced his way into her home, raped and beat her.
About a mile away from where I live. This was a violent, torturous sexual assault. I will go after him with everything I have.
How well do you know your neighbors?
I know where you live.
This is the part where I'm supposed to get scared and start crying. This is my community, and I am watching you.
For a lot of people in Florida, it's not easy crossing the threshold to affordable health care coverage. But now, that's all changing.
I get to see the doctor I want.
I get affordable prescription drugs.
I can afford to cover my family.
My name is Carlos Ramirez.
My name is Gabriel Harris.
Natalia Castellanos, and I'm on United Healthcare.
United Healthcare.
United Healthcare.
We're doing everything we can to bring quality, affordable health care to millions of Floridians.
Breaking news. Sports. Stocks. Get fast solutions every time on Herald.com.
Try Chicken Kitchen's whole chicken special for just $6.99. Only for a limited time. Chicken Kitchen. Fresh, healthy, simply delicious.
You're invited to the grand opening of Overlook Bay, an exciting new waterfront community on spectacular 34,000-acre Norris Lake. Overlook Bay features beautifully wooded lakefront and lake access parcels with free boat slips from just $34,900. During the grand opening sale, take advantage of huge pre-construction ceilings, plus pay no closing costs on the lakefront or lake access parcel of your dreams. For details on these new, never-before-seen lake properties, call 800-704-3154 or online at lakefrontbargain.com.
Right now, you'll save thousands with Ford employee pricing. Plus, you'll receive a brand new color TV, but only at Armstrong Ford of Homestead. New 2005 F-150 Explorer Expedition, and receive a brand new color TV.
Tonight only on 4, South Florida superstar Gloria Estefan is gearing up with Ocean Drive magazine and CBS 4 for Miami Rocks for Relief, a big concert to help the hurricane victims.
CBS 4's Lisa Petrillo visited with the singer today, and she joins us now live with more. Lisa.
That's right. Gloria Estefan learned the horrors of hurricanes firsthand when Andrew struck South Florida back in 1992. A few weeks after, she and husband Emilio organized a Hurricane Andrew relief concert to help those who were left homeless. Now, in the aftermath of Katrina and Rita, Gloria is back in action, doing what she can to help others.
South Florida's favorite hometown star is doing what she does best to help the victims of the two most recent hurricanes. She's performing this Friday night at Miami Rocks for Relief, a benefit dinner and concert at the Lowe's Hotel on South Beach.
It's going to be Queen Latifah, Adrian Grenier from Entourage, Pat O'Brien. Emerald Lagasse is going to cook up a storm, you know, that he's from Louisiana. And it's going to be fun. I'm going to perform. Queen Latifah is going to perform. We're going to do something together, hopefully.
Gloria recently visited the Gulf Coast, bringing much-needed items to those in shelters.
We took them things that we knew they needed, that the Red Cross had told us, okay, this shelter specifically needs this, like 20 showers, portable showers. We took to that one because they were staying in an elementary school. We took toys for the kids in Baton Rouge because they were going stir-crazy inside the, evacuation center. And it was nice. I sang for them with my guitar. Couldn't do a concert because we didn't have any stuff, but it was just nice to be there and let them know that people are thinking about them.
And Gloria says she's honored she can lend her voice and her name to the upcoming event, and is humbled by those all over the world who are doing their part to help.
The most impressive thing for me to see was volunteers that had come from all over the world to this area, sleeping in tents, not communicating with their families so they could help someone else. There was people from the Mexican Marines. There was the Red Cross from Spain. There were people from all over the United States that flew there just to be there for these people and serve them and help them. And that's a beautiful thing to see, people helping other people. That's what it's about.
It sure is. If you'd like to go to the show, there are tickets available. For general admission tickets, log on to Ticketmaster.com. And for VIP information, call 305-639-4552. Next month, Gloria adds a new title to her name. That's author. She releases her new children's book October 11th. I'm Lisa Petrillo, CBS 4 News.
Thank you, Lisa. Another campaign has ended in failure for a candidate accused of campaign fraud. Hialeah City Council hopeful Jorge Roque surrendered to authorities today on several felony charges resulting from his failed bid for a Miami-Dade County Commission seat in the 2004 election. Investigators say Roque tried to misrepresent his campaign to gain access to money from a trust fund.
Dozens of tiny patients on their own in the ocean. Coming up next, baby turtles back where they belong after getting a lift from the Coast Guard.
A live look right now outside Doral. What a difference an hour makes. It was coming down hard a little bit ago. Brian Norcross is back with our forecast, plus more on that tropical wave.
And here's a look at the numbers on Wall Street. The Dow closed up 12, NASDAQ down 5, and the S&P 500 up just a fraction of a point. We'll be right back.
First came the award-winning CTS. And now comes STS. Lightning strikes twice. Cadillac, breakthrough. Now get a Cadillac STS with this attractive offer at your Cadillac dealer.
Hi, I'm Bob from FPL. What do you live for?
My girl.
Good boy.
I live to fish. This is it right here.
What do I live for? Yeah. Fun. Having fun. Olympic gold. Feeling of being a champion. We live to dance. What do you live for?
I live for love.
My wife.
And music.
My health.
And exercise.
Best part of life is right here.
No matter what your reasons are for staying safe, you should always stay away from power lines. Be sure to look up when using ladders, antennas, or pruning saws. Safety is everyone's responsibility.
What do you live for? Him.
Pound 6, $24.95, Bell South Fast Access DSL. It's a price so low, I'm staying right here to see if that price is going to last.
Now get more internet speed for one low price with no gimmicks, no limited time pricing, and no dial-up pain guaranteed.
Still $24.95. Come on, people, this price couldn't last much longer. Hey, Pat, the price doesn't change.
Right. Right back. Call today and get Bell South Fast Access DSL for just $24.95 a month every month.
Prescription compliance means taking the correct amount of prescribed medicine at the proper time.
Hi, I'm Matthew Pendergrast, your Publix pharmacist. Increase your awareness about the medications you take.
Ask your healthcare provider what the drug does, how it should be taken, what are the side effects, what you should do if you experience them, and how the drug's effect will be monitored. For more information, stop by your local Publix pharmacy.
Take care of your health and feel better about yourself.
Sponsored by AstraZeneca. Medicare is changing in 2006. If you have questions about the changes, we can help you find the answers. Stop by the Humana Mobile Medicare Information Center and talk face-to-face with a Humana Medicare advisor. Visit one of the locations near you. Let's talk. Dr. Sean Medical Report is sponsored by Humana. Have you found a Humana Medicare advisor yet? Let's talk.
If you see news in the making, dial star CBS 4 on your T-Mobile cellular phone.
Well, how's this for a lunch rush? 100,000 sandwiches. More than 50 employees from the Greater Fort Lauderdale Broward County Convention Center helped put the sandwiches together to send to victims of Hurricane Katrina. Along with the sandwiches, chips, fruit, and cookies will be sent in a refrigerated truck headed for the Gulf Coast.
Oh, that's nice. Brian Norcross in with a look at our weather. Pretty picture outside now, but not the case this afternoon.
It was, it was really coming down. 3 inches of rain.
Whoa.
Wow.
Almost 2.99
Wow.
at Miami International. Set a record for the date, but it's still coming down in like Weston and Silver Lake and West Broward and a few other spots. Show you the real-time radar in just a second. Our temperature has gone up to 77 here at Weather Control in West Dade now. 77 Fort Lauderdale, or Miami International as well, because the rain has finally stopped here. 83 Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood, 85 Key West. Sticking to scale 7.5, the summery, typical summer level there. 1.07 inches of rain in our rain gauge here, not too far from the airport, but like I said, almost 3 inches there at Miami International. Now we have two clusters. Here's one up here in Broward and another down here in Southwest Dade. Let's look at the Broward one first of all, and here you see I-75 right there as it goes over to Naples, down here towards Silver Lake and up toward Weston. Still a real good downpour, and along the I-75 corridor, it's a difficult ride, and it's spilling over there toward Cooper City, and not moving is the thing. These storms have just not been moving very much at all. And on down to the south, here you can see along Chrome Avenue, but pushing into West Kendall, very heavy down here right around the Tamiami Airport, just to the west of the airport. There, a real heavy thunderstorm there, but not moving very much. If anything, edging a little bit off to the northeast. So everybody south of the Tamiami Trail, west of the Turnpike, may get a real good downpour. Here is our weather pattern. This upper level low over top of us is doing two things. One, it's aggravating our thunderstorms around here, and the second is it's causing an unfriendly environment for the tropical wave down to the south right now. But as I said before, that's expected to move out of the picture by Thursday. Be around tomorrow, though, so more storms tomorrow, and that would also create a more favorable environment for this wave to develop, but it should be well to our south and not directly affecting us. So let's take a look at that true view for tomorrow with the upper level low in the area. The true view looks a little bit stormy, so we'll say some sunshine, especially in the morning, and then stormy at times in the afternoon. And again, some of those storms could be fairly heavy because that low in the upper atmosphere actually just aggravates it, puts cool air up there, and that makes the storm stronger. So for Thursday, sun and clouds, some storms developing, but not as many because the low is out of the picture. And here comes the system across to our south, moving through the Caribbean, and there's some chance that by Thursday it may actually develop into something. On Friday, fairly breezy, and it depends on how strong this thing is. If it's very strong, or say it's a tropical storm or something, that'll make us a little more breezy because our air will get squeezed between that and the high, and some showers blowing by on this breeze that's going to continue through the weekend. So there's the system to the south, the tropical wave right now. Here's the upper level low. See it spinning right there. So those are our two ingredients that are going on right now. Elsewhere in the tropics, there's another area well out in the tropical Atlantic. Here it comes along right here. The environment is not favorable for that one to get going yet, but it may get more favorable as it gets over toward the Caribbean, but everything is staying pretty far south right now. Okay, here's our forecast. Looks like this. Tonight, storms around, and some of them are heavy for a while, and then slowly fading out mid-evening, and then cooler inland, about 75 on average for a low. For tomorrow, sun at times, especially the early part of the day. Storms develop heavy in spots, 89. There's your boating forecast, a light breeze out of the east to southeast. And breeze picks up, just a few showers on that breeze as we go into the weekend. That's it.
Thanks, Brian. Dozens of baby turtles are being turned loose in the Keys.
The hatchlings were rescued on the beach 3 weeks ago. CBS 4's Beatrice Canals joins us with the details. Beatrice.
Rob and Maggie, after some much-needed nurturing, the tiny turtles were ready to be released, and with the help of the U.S. Coast Guard, they're back where they belong.
These guys are really ready to go.
In fact, their release is a week overdue. Hurricane Rita ruined their scheduled release, but now these tiny turtles are heading back home.
These guys are real special. These are very endangered green sea turtles.
And lots of them, 81 infant green turtles along with 4 loggerheads, about to be put to sea off the Florida Keys.
Today the seas got calm enough and the Coast Guard were nice enough to loan us a boat and take us out in the ocean, so we were able to return the turtles back out in the ocean. Well, it certainly is nice to have, like I say, you guys helping us out.
The Turtles getting a first-class ride on board a Coast Guard boat, along with Richie Moretti with the Turtle Hospital in Marathon. The Turtles taken 15 miles out and tossed into the warm waters.
And they're going to stay in this weed for the next 15, 20 years of their life.
Even members of the U.S. Coast Guard getting in on the action, all hoping the turtles will live a good long life after getting some much-needed TLC in the Florida Keys.
They're waving goodbye. Thank you for the ride.
Well, why did they need rescuing in the first place? Moretti tells us the tiny turtles were either stuck in the bottom of their nest or they had tried to swim out to sea but came back. All of them, by the way, were found along the beaches of the Florida Keys. Beatrice Canal, CBS 4 News.
Thank you, Beatrice. From Turtles to Marlins, the Marlins say goodbye to A.J. Burnett after the pitcher pitches a fit.
Yeah, and the Canes look to make it 2 in a row at home this weekend as they take on South Florida. Jim Barry is live at Dolphin Stadium with the latest coming up.
Plus, the former FEMA director heads to Capitol Hill, spreading the blame for what went wrong after Katrina. The hearings and reaction ahead on the CBS Evening News.
Also at 6:30, a new health scare for pet owners. A deadly virus found in animals from New York to Florida, and there's no vaccine. The story on dog flu ahead at 6:30.
Remember, if you see news in the making, give us a call at 866-658-TIPS.
And you can also take a picture or a video and email it to us at pix4@cbs4.com. We'll put it on the air. We'll be right back.
Thanks for...
New photos from Demi and Ashton's secret ceremony and the Insider Windsor Castle event, what you didn't see from Charles and Camilla's wedding, plus Fran Dresser's cancer battle.
Was there any fear that you would die?
Next Insider.
Tonight at 7:30 on 4.
The Cindy Crawford Home Furniture Collection, now at Rooms to Go. Unique designs, styles you love, incredible comfort and quality, all at sensible Rooms to Go prices.
Cindy Crawford Home, now exclusively at Rooms to Go.
This is it, your last chance to pay the same low prices our employees pay on 2005 Lincoln vehicles. Ranked #1 in customer satisfaction with dealer service by J.D. Power & Associates. Save on the midsize Aviator, the exclusive Navigator, the Sporty LS, and award-winning Town Car. Now drive Town Car for a low family plan price of just $31,709. But you've got to come in now, because these discounts end October 3rd.
Selling your home shouldn't be this hard. At RE/MAX, you'll find an experienced agent to take on the job and make your life a whole lot simpler.
Paper cut.
Yeah.
Let's stick with RE/MAX.
Nobody sells more real estate than RE/MAX.
My son means everything to me. When he was 2, he became very sick. We consulted specialists all over the world with no results. Then we went to Miami Children's Hospital, the hospital parents and doctors turned to for the finest care and expertise. They diagnosed his condition and performed life-saving surgery, changing our lives forever.
Miami Children's, we're here.
No one knows children like Miami Children's.
10 families of 4 in an 11,000-mile race brings new meaning to the phrase, are we there yet?
We're loud, we're obnoxious.
We're right, and we think you're wrong.
The other teams might underestimate us because we're kids.
This is amazing, baby!
And it doesn't hurt that I'm kind of cute.
When we are together, there's usually fireworks.
Right!
Everybody else tries to get between us, then they're the ones that are in big trouble.
Emmy winner of The Amazing Race New Family Edition premieres CBS tonight.
CBS 4 News brings you more morning news, traffic, and weather with half the commercials.
Get more of the news you want right now.
Only on CBS 4 News this morning. Weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m.
Well, we know who won't be at tonight's Marlins game.
We sure do. Jim Barry live at Dolphin Stadium. Jim?
Yeah, guys, and I guess the moral of this story is sometimes you just have to bite your tongue. The Marlins are playing out the string. Only a few days left to a season that rapidly went from hope to despair, and quite honestly, maybe it all got the best of a young man named A.J. Burnett. Burnett, one of the Marlins' starting pitchers, sent packing yesterday. certainly an unhappy farewell after he mouths off about manager Jack McKeon and his staff being, quote, too negative. The team promptly gives Burnett the boot, ending a seesaw season for Burnett, who will certainly wear different colors next year. And even teammates who love A.J. to death say that loose lips sink ships.
It's kind of spilt milk. You know, if you know, it's easy to say stuff like that when you got a week to go in the season.
You don't speak out of emotion and say stuff like that, so he must have really seen something, and he's a smart guy, and I just hope everything works out for everybody.
Well, this afternoon, through his agent, Burnett issues a statement admitting that he often wears his emotions on his sleeve, for better or for worse, he says. But Burnett says, for those that I offended, I offer a deep and sincere apology. Meantime, the Marlins, without A.J., still have some things to play for. Dontrell Willis on the hill tonight, going for his 23rd win and a possible Cy Young Award. Everybody else probably just playing solely for pride. But for some, well, that's reason enough.
We're professionals, you know, this is what we get paid to do. So there's still people paying good money to watch us play. I think we owe it to the people that come in the stadium.
We're in it yet, and we're going to play as hard as we can. You know, stranger things have happened, but boy, they better happen quick.
That would certainly be pretty peculiar. And by the way, Jack McKeon not expected to return as skipper of the Marlins next season. All right, another sports news in college football. Certainly no cupcakes early on for the UM football Canes. This week they take on South Florida, a team that certainly opened plenty of eyes last weekend. Sebastian saw the Canes look great in their home opener against Colorado. Kyle Wright certainly emerging rapidly. His arm accounts for 264 yards, and his legs, that touchdown against Colorado. USF, meantime, knocks Louisville from the top 10 as the Bulls stampede them in Tampa 45-14. And South Florida's very aggressive defense has made the Canes stand up and take note.
They're really they bring a lot of pressure on your quarterback, and they're going to make us work hard to protect him and make us work hard to make plays on offense. They're very quick, very physical.
All right, meantime in the NFL, the desperate New York Jets go out and sign Vinny Testaverde as an emergency backup quarterback. Vinny is now 41 years old. The Jets last week lose Chad Pennington and Jay Fiedler to shoulder injuries. As for the Dolphins, well, they are in a happy golfing mood. Randy McMichael hanging out on the links today. Ooh, don't know about that swing, though, Randy. The Dolphins raising some money for their charitable foundation. They won last week, have a bye this week, and certainly having a lot of fun. A.J. Feely there, and there's our own Kim Bokamper showing that he's got a good touch there on the links. Bo, did you make it? Almost, but he's happy with it. He takes some high fives. Marlins hope to have some high fives for Dontrell tonight. We'll have highlights, of course, tonight on CBS 4 Sports at 11 o'clock. We'll see you then.
All right, Jim, thanks. That's our news for now. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you back here at 11. It's time now for the CBS Evening News with Bob Schieffer. Good night.